Here we go. Alright, what we're going to demonstrate right now with the help of my two student athletic trainers, Paige and Jenna, is we're going to demonstrate how to tape an ankle. First, as we explained during the arch lab, you have to have a firm, sticky base, which we use the spray. Paige will fake demonstrate the spray all over the ankle. Then she will apply next the heel and lace pads over the heel and lace area of the athlete that's being taped. The heel and lace area. Very nice. The next step is the application of the pre-wrap or under wrap, whichever. This will be used to help prevent blistering of the skin. Notice she puts it on evenly. One, at most 2 layers. We want to keep a nice thin layer. We don't want too much, and therefore decrease the firmness of the tape job, and we don't want to make it too much and insulate, make the athlete sweat, getting the pre-wrap wet, and making the influence of the tape less than it should be. The first step in the actual taping process will be to apply a base strip or two at the top. The first strip will be half on and half off with a pre-wrap, securing it down, securing it to the skin, and the next will be above it, completely on the skin, half on the tape and half on the skin, no pre-wrap at all. And this provides our top base, and you'll understand where this goes here in a second. The next step is to have a bottom base around the end of the foot. We usually go ahead and do what's called a heel lock as a base. That way we go ahead and get that out of the way. But a simple around the foot base strip is just as effective. As you'll see Paige demonstrate here, the figure 8, it goes down the arch, around the bottom of the foot, up the outside of the ankle, around the top of the foot, down the inside of the heel, and back over. And then she will tear at this point. Very nicely done. Now, at this point we begin the part of the tape job that's known as the basket weave, where we will alternate stirrups and heel locks in a fashion, starting from the inside and pulling out so that the foot goes into eversion. In very rare instances where we tape the athlete completely in neutral and pull them into inversion, but since the majority of your ankle injuries are going to occur with an eversion incident, we want to pull her from neutral into eversion. I'm going to step around to the side so you can see what it's going to look like from the inside as well. And we call it a basket weave because, as you can see, there's one strip, then it overlaps another, and overlaps another, and it's going to end up looking like the weave of a wicker basket. Paige did a very nice job right now of going one in front of, one on, and one behind with the stirrups, the long strips, and then one above, one on, and one below on your horseshoes. Very nicely done. Of course, the most important thing that she learned right off the bat, and Jenna's learning that lesson right now, is how to tear the tape. Until you're able to tear the tape swiftly and efficiently, this becomes a very tedious process. Once the basket weave is done, sometimes it might be applicable to put a base strip again at the top to help hold the stirrups so that they don't come loose during the finishing part of the process. At this point, we are ready to seal up, and we will perform another heel lock. And Paige will demonstrate, and we'll see it from this angle again, down the arch, up the outside, across the top, down the inside of the heel, and back to center where she'll tear. It's a lot harder than it looks, but we will practice with ace wrapped here in class before we give you tape. At this point, as long as there are no exposed open blue places around the foot and the heel, and there are not, it is safe now to go ahead and seal the tape job up to the top. Therefore, we will only have one loose open piece of tape from which the tape job can be unraveled, and we'll need to use a shark to cut the tape job off, which is the ultimate goal. Notice that she is completely sealing it off. There's only going to be one loose piece of tape at the very top, no exposed pieces of pre-wrap, which would indicate any bubbling of the skin, which could lead to a friction blister, which can occur. You'll notice how far up the shin bone that she actually tapes the athlete, and that's because the further up the bone you get into older, more sturdier bone, and therefore have a nice, safe, stronger anchor for the athlete to participate in.